Hey guys, it's MC Noble here. Welcome back to another video. First off, I just want to apologise that the camera is tilted. So recently we've been doing these sort of videos where I've been giving you tips and tricks about sort of just getting into MCing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about getting prepared for an MC gig. So let's say that your MCing is going quite well, you've got quite well known on the internet, and let's just say, you know, people who are like DJs and producers are starting to notice your work, and people who plan events, and you get a message and say, right, we've got an event coming in next month, it's such and such at such and such, would you be up for doing a set on the microphone? Now, of course, you're going to be absolutely buzzing. You're going to say yes, and then you're probably going to freeze after the phone call or message and think, wait, how do I prepare for this? And preparing for it is quite simple. So let's say it's a hardcore event. Let's say you're going to a hardcore rave and you're going to MC at this rave. So what you want to do in order to prepare for a gig, or what I do if I've got something coming up like a stomping, or you know, just something in general where I know I'm going to be going somewhere and I'm going to be doing a fair amount of MCing, is I try to take so much time out of a day to practice. So for me, usually the night time's better for me. Daytime can be sometimes a little hectic, people in the garden and stuff like that. For me, because I'm in an outside shed, so I tend to sometimes, I do it in the daytime, but I also tend to do it more at night because it just sort of seems to fit me a little bit more. So what I tend to do is go out into my shed and I'll just go live on Instagram, do one of my Facebook shows, and I'll just practice. So what you want to do is just practice, give yourself so much time a day, maybe an hour a night or something, or just a bit of time where you're doing something with your music to just, you know, pick up a microphone and, you know, spit a little rhyme or spit a little bar, and just go on the internet. You know, there's plenty of hardcore mixes out there that you can listen to, Power Stomp, and just, you know, even if you're not even live, just go ahead and do that mix. And if you want to, like I tend to do this sometimes, and you know, you might think it sounds daft and crazy, but literally talk to yourself, act as if you're doing it on the stage there and then, and act as if you've got a crowd with you. You know, do things like shout oggy oggy oggy, hype the crowd up. You know, you say things like, you know, get all your whistles and horns in the air. It might sound daft because no one's listening, but to be absolutely my honest advice, it will help you so much, because that is what MCs do. Sometimes a lot of people think within gigs it's about going onto stage and spitting your best bars and showing how quick and well you can spit. But sometimes it's about being there when the good song comes in and hyping the crowd up, you know, getting them to put their arms up in the air, getting them to blow their whistles and horns, getting them to, you know, give round of applause to the DJs for like what they've done, you know, their sets and stuff like that. And, you know, if everyone's having a good time and stuff like that, you know, it's not just about showing the bars that you can spit, if that makes sense, although you want to do that as well, but you've got to do the techniques like hyping the crowd up. And that comes in very, very frequently when you are doing a gig, if that makes sense. So you want to just have a practice in the shed. So say the gig's a month away. You want to practice every day for that month, more or less, for about, you know, maybe an hour a night. Just give yourself an hour, half an hour, you know, just go over the set till you get a little bored. Even if you feel confident, you know, keep going, because when it gets closer to the day, you will start to get nervous again. And if you've done a couple of gigs, I know, sweat this to you, like, it doesn't get any less nerve-wracking. Like, you can do it for years, but, you know, I've spoken to people, you know, MC Freestyle, for example. I'm quite friendly with him at the moment, and he's gigged, he's been on more flyers than I've had up dinners. He's quite a few years older than me, but a gig to him is still, you know, as nerve-wracking as, say, a first gig to him is, because you're going onto a stage, you're going onto an audience, but it just takes time with practice. But when you get nearer to the gig, that's when you don't want to practice as much. Now, this might sound a little daft and stupid, like, why would you not practice for a gig right near a gig? Well, what you want to do is not practice as much on the day of your gig. So the day of your gig, don't, you know, say obviously your gig's going to be more than likely at night, you know, it's going to be like 10 o'clock at night or something like that, because, you know, it's a rave and raves go on till the early hours. But you don't want to practice all day and tire yourself out. So when you get a bit closer to that weekend, so say like Thursday, you want to start just not emceeing as much, because you don't want to, for one, you don't want to give yourself a sore throat, and for two, you don't want to drain yourself. If you drain yourself for the gig, you're not going to have no energy for the gig. And just remember that you have been practicing for about 4 weeks or more, so it's, you know, it's going to be, you're going to have had quite enough practicing, but don't, you know, make sure you still practice. Just don't drain yourself out. Don't be up till late night the night before trying to practice. Just as long as you know roughly what you're going to say, you're there to hype the crowd up, I'm pretty sure you will smash it. If it's for any other kind of gig, you know, if you're doing like bassline, deep house, you know, bassline and deep house, you sort of have your own bars that you sort of spit to sort of specific tracks. If that's the gig that you're doing, then again, just keep practicing, going over them tracks, make sure you know what you're going to play. And if it's one that's well known online and people have listened to it a lot of times, you know, get the crowd to sing along to some of the words that they might know, and stuff like that. But most of all, have a good time and you will smash it, and you'll have the time of your life if it's exactly what you want to do. So I hope this video did help you. If you'd like to see more videos about getting into MCing equipment wise and stuff like that, just comment down below. We shall see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Thanks for watching.